Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about NXT, October 10th, 2023. Vic Joseph, Booker T on commentary. You talk about a stacked NXT to go head-to-head with AEW's Dynamite Title Tuesday on their side. Oh my goodness, man. They were throwing everything in the kitchen sink at us. Like, they were just like, oh yeah? You like this, huh? You like this, huh? Look at this too, huh? Hey, what else we got back there? Throw it. And we started off with Cody Rhodes, and he's got yeet. You know, he even says yeet. And, you know, it definitely was really cool. He was told by Shawn Michaels he was the special guest GM. And not only that, the men's breakout tournament is going to be a thing. Then another tournament is going to happen is the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. You know, and it was awesome, man. I that crowd was electric. Like, they were loud and proud and sang Cody's song. And what really got me, like, goosebumps-wise, while Cody was in the ring, Ilya Dragunov comes out. I'm like, holy shit. Dragunov and Cody face to face. I was like, man, the way you want to get my day going, like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch some pro wrestling, and I got Ilya Dragunov and Cody Rhodes on the same television screens. And Dominic comes out with Rhea, and Dominic's running his mouth, and Rhea gets in his ear, then makes a suggestion and says Ilya should put up that title against Dominic. And Cody's like, yo, you're not putting up that North American Championship? And Rhea's like, no, he already won it back, so me. But Cody makes it official. Ilya Dragunov's like, I will kick your face in. You know, I'm the Mad Dragon, bitch. And we get a match between Ilya Dragunov and Dominic Mysterio for the NXT Championship. It's like, oh, we got a title match tonight? Fucking why not? Like, this is NXT. Unexpected. You know, we're going head-to-head right now, and we cannot stop. The first 30 minutes were commercial-free, which, 20 minutes, I believe. First 20 minutes of the show is commercial-free, and I'll talk about it on the AEW review. But what a way to start the show. Then the matchup here is Roxanne Perez versus Asuka, and it was okay. And Asuka for the win. I was expecting more from Roxanne, and I was expecting more from this match. You know, it was just a real quick tussle back and forth, and Asuka got the win, and I was just like, well, you know, sure. But Shotzi came out. Oh, that's what I mean. They were grabbing everything. Like, hey, Shotzi's here. The Shotzi got on commentary, and Shotzi announces next week at Halloween Havoc Night 1, Scarlett and her are hosting a Halloween Havoc. So more stuff coming along. Then Kiana James comes out afterwards, and Shotzi gets her. It was a little bit of a chaos, but that's the way we start this night. That's the way we get things going here on this show. And before this match, John rolls up. He parks in the middle of the parking lot. I found that funny, like the way he parked, and I was like, oh, you just gonna leave your car there, but John? Huh? Paul Heyman rolls up, and my favorite thing about Paul rolling up, he's like, anyone gonna tell me where the door to this place is? Pub rules match. Brawling Brutes, Tyler Bate versus Gallus. Brawling Brutes, Tyler Bate. What do you think this was going to happen? It was going to be a banger. A banger, bro. That's all the Brawling Brutes and Tyler Bate do. And Gallus. I really do like Gallus. I think they're a great team. Then John Cena comes out. Da, 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 da. They were singing his song, too. Or rapping his song. Singing, rapping, you know. And Braun Breaker comes out. And you get, Braun Breaker sucks. Braun Breaker sucks. And John's like, hey, you know, it's kind of nice having the lyrics change. And, you know, I thought that was a cool moment, especially between these two. And Braun comes out and, basically gets in the face of John that tries to attack John. And John tries to get the, attitude adjustment. Doesn't get it. Braun breaks away. And we get more Braun Breaker sucks. Braun Breaker sucks. We're just building. We're building to the big main event tonight. And this was really fun for John, especially to see him in an NXT ring. Like, I was like, oh, okay. And that I think that's cool, especially for the younger talent that's down there. You have you got Cody down there, you got Asuka down there, you got John Cena down there. You got people who are on the main roster down there, and talking to the next generation of superstars for WWE, tell them, hey, a little bit of advice. And I'm wondering how many times John was like, hey, can I pick your ear? Can I pick your ear? And John willing to be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's talk. The next up, we have the NXT Championship. Ilya Dragunov versus Dominic Mysterio. He's with Mommy. And at the starting of the show, this is what I meant. We're throwing everything we can. Because Cody Rhodes is like, yeah, this is going to be the NXT Championship. Yeah, you two can fight each other for that. But your special guest referee is L.A. Knight. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. And L.A. Knight comes out, and we have a match, and the match was okay, but Ilya Dragunov got the win. But the finish was my favorite, because Finn comes out, then J.D. McDonough comes out, and Trick Williams comes out. He gets Mommy in his arms, and it was a split moment where Mommy's like, whoa, they look at each other, and Trick's like, hey. and Rhea sells it like, gets off, and Ilya Dragunov picks up the win. But this was a fun match, but I liked the ending because it was so chaotic. Even LA Knight got to take out JD McDonough, which was really cool. So, but afterwards though, this is where I was like, Baron Corbin comes out, and before Baron Corbin can get to the ring to Ilya, after Ilya's celebrating, Dijak attacks Ilya Dragunov, and he gets out of the ring. He says, "There, beat you to it." And I'm like, Dijak and Ilya Dragunov again? Oh, like, I like their rivalry. They and they beat the shit out of each other earlier this year, and it's probably one of my favorite matches of Ilya Dragunov and Dijak. It was brutal, it was vicious, and the fact that Dijak's back into the NXT championship picture, I was like, okay, and Baron Corbin's there. I didn't care about Baron Corbin. I was like, okay, Baron, I understand what you're trying to do. But when Dijak got it, I was like, oh, tickle my fancy here now. I like this. Where are we going? Where are we going with this? So then we go backstage. Cena's back there with Carmelo. They're talking, and he's like, hey, thank you for coming down. I appreciate it. This means the world. Trick Williams walks in, and Melo introduces Trick to Cena. You still feel the tension there, and after Melo's like, I'm going to go get ready. Trick looks off in a distance, and Cena's like, hey, what's up? And he goes, oh, nothing. Hey, he goes, I just got to ask you, John, when did you know it was your time? And Cena's like, let's go talk. So Trick now is in this position of, he was a champion, lost his championship, but he still has the ability to still climb to the top. And I think there's still opportunity for Trick Williams to do that. And I'm very excited to see his growth and the fact that he got to talk to John. I know it was an on-screen type thing, but hopefully after the cameras rolled out, he talked to John Cena about going up the next one. Because I think Trick Williams can be huge. I think he has the personality. He has the look. He could wrestle in that ring. And just keep... I'm ready for the split between Carmelo and Trick. I'm ready for Carmelo versus Trick. That would be a great rivalry. Two brothers basically going at it, best friends and everything. And that tells good stories right there. And yeah, I enjoyed what Trick did. He looking off and just looking kind of that jealousy of Carmelo. And I was like, okay, all right. And then Cena calling it out yo, man, you all right? So that was a nice backstage thing with Cena and Melo. And after this was... we have Jade Jade Cargill rolls up. Oh, she looking fabulous. She meets Shawn Michaels. And I was like, oh shit, Jade is here. Of course she's here. But man, she looked good. I was like, I cannot wait to see who her first opponent's going to be or when she's going to get in that ring. Braun Breaker's backstage with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's psyching him up, hyping him up and like telling like Braun, like, yeah, this and that. Then after Braun walks out, he's like, call Roman Reigns. I was like, what does Roman? I always imagine Roman's doing something like it's like playing with his daughter, or maybe taking a poop, or maybe he's like doing something with his hair, or he's doing something, and all of a sudden his phone goes off, and he's like, son of a bitch! God damn it, Paul! Every time. He's about to walk away from the phone. He's about to do something every single time Paul Heyman's calling him. I still get that image in my head. Women's breakout tournament. Lola Vice versus Danny Palmer. Lola Vice for the win. And now, the main event. Carmelo Hayes with John Cena in his corner versus Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman in his corner. These two have the chemistry. These two are going to showcase a really great match. And chaos ensued. Like, we had Solo come out. Him and John start slugging it out and going. And Carmelo Hayes got the win. But Braun Breaker attacks Carmelo Hayes. And Braun Breaker had to say the dumbest thing ever. He's like, I'm the baddest person around here. There's no one badder than me. And what do we get? Just to top it off. I'm already spent. I'm already in the like, oh my gosh, this show was crazy. They're like, oh yeah, you thought that was crazy? I'm like, yeah. So like, your nipples all purple nurple because after we twist them so hard and made you just feel like, so excited and happy and all these things at once. I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. And another titty twist. We got the American badass himself. Call me cowboy. I'm a singer in black. I was just like, oh, coming out on the motorcycle. Showing Braun Breaker, oh yeah, you the baddest? You think you the baddest? Got to take him. They got in each other's face, and I was like, and I'm just looking at these two. And Braun, and then Taker takes him out, choke slams him, and one of my favorite things. I shared this on TikTok and I shared this on our YouTube Shorts and everything. While Braun Breaker's down, he's like, "Hey kid," well he calls him fella. He tells him like, "Hey, there's always something badder around the corner, bigger and badder, and you met the baddest of them all." And I was like, fuck yeah, we did. And Undertaker music hit. And then there was a really great image. Someone took a picture of Mello and Undertaker on the ramp with the fist up and everything. And I was like, that is awesome. That's the shit right there. I need that to be my screensaver. Taker and Carmelo Hayes sharing that moment with each other. That's it. That's all. October 10th, 2023, NXT forever in the history books. Talk about huge fucking night. Vic Joseph, Booker T on commentary. And we started with Cody. We got John in there. Then we ended with Undertaker. Huge. I give this show a solid 5 out of 5. I don't know if that's out of nostalgia or anything like that, but this played out like a movie. Like, it was just like, oh yeah, it was like the Avengers Endgame. Like, everybody shows up, and Undertaker was that last bit just to top it off, and my nipples were spent just because I was like, okay, that's enough. Oh, I still got AEW? Let's go, baby, let's go. So, all right, y'all, tell me what you thought of the show. Did you like everyone that showed up tonight? Did you like Cody's announcement? The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic is back. We got the men's breakout tournament. It's going to be starting up here soon as well. My match of the night is the NXT Championship match. Ilya Dragunov versus Dominic Mysterio with LA Knight as the special guest ref. And more or less, I really liked the finish. I don't know why. Like, the match itself was fun, but the finish is what made it. And with LA Knight there as well, that's what I really enjoyed. Brawling Bruce to Tyler Bate versus Gallus in the pub rules match. Fucking awesome. So tell me what you thought of the show. Oh, and Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker, they were good. They know each other. They know how to, take each other to that next level. So, 3 bangers in one night, plus everything else and all these superstars that are there. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Go get yourself that sweet NWP logo created by Penta X. I want to see it in the crowds. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja, and remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Badass waiting around the corner. You just met the baddest of them all.